Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. We are live on Free for All Friday or Friday Free for All. I don't know. I get it mixed up because that's who I am. Let's kick it to my main man, Kurt Steele. What you got, Kurt?
What up, dude? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. You're home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And it's Free for All Friday. Friday Free for All. Damn it, you know what it is. We live right now. We doing our thing. We had a great week.
Yeah, we did.
Herman Moore, Lomas Brown. But you know that we have a great show for you. You don't know who's backstage. We're going to bring them up here in a minute. But let's get this thing started
right now.
Let go.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. And here we go. You know the Friday Free for All. You never know who's going to join. And first, we kind of know what these people are going to join. We'll see. But we're going to bring in Valerie Bordeaux, my wife, and Bears fan, unfortunately. What's up? What's up, Val?
Hey, well, thanks for the so much love there bringing me in.
You know, Jim eating toast for dinner tonight.
We have fun every Friday. We're exhausted, man. This has been a great week, but I'm telling you, man, it's been kind of exhausting. All right, next we're going to bring in a young fella that's kind of new to our show, but he has the Lions Lounge podcast. His name is Sam Jordan. Welcome to the show, Sam.
Thank you for having me. Hey, guys.
We welcome everybody, Lions fans. We want to put everybody out there for people to see so that they can see new faces and things like that. What's up, Matthew Ferguson, Bo Gregarious, and Tristan Williams, everybody, North End, Ken. All my friends are here today. And guess what? Now we have another good friend, Luke G. What's up, Luke?
Hey, salute people. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing good, man. We had that interview with Herman Moore, and I'm kind of exhausted. I mean, it's kind of a thing where I was kind of shell-shocked a little bit. I'm just being honest. I'm a fan.
Dude, listen, the fact that you are exhausted and I was way energetic off of it, that lets you know where I was at. I was like, oh, he didn't just say that, did he? Oh, he didn't just say that.
Man.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was really good.
In there, man. Shout out to my man, Luke G. What up, baby? What's going on, brother?
Hey man, you know me. I'm out here. I'm having fun and trying to maintain and get this in on this not so lunch break. Still at work, still doing things though, but I'm here for it, man. Let's get it.
Hey,
man, Kurt, who we got in the building today, man?
You know who it is, man. We got Detroit fan, man. We got Big West Kevin and Tristan Williams. What up, young fella who started his own podcast as well?
Yes.
So go over there and check my man out. Jason Smith's Lions League. Man, we just have a lot of people. But we got to bring. We have the other fella. He's in the backstage. Or he ain't came in yet.
No, he hasn't come back yet. He had to restart his computer. So we have one more person joining us today. But
yeah, and then we have King SJ. You know who he is, friend of the show. He's always in the comment cards, dropping some knowledge. King SJ. We have Dr. Pepperoni? What's up?
Not pepperoni.
Is that Papa John up in this thing? I mean, I don't know who that is, man. I mean,
it may be the former defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, Paul Pepperoni.
Oh, that's Paul Pepperoni. Hey, you know how we do it, man. But shout out to the chat, man. We know you guys are in the building. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. John Martin, a member of the show, man. You know he's on the Wall of Fame, baby.
Yes.
Thank you for dropping in on us. Hey, let's go ahead and get these questions started for the panel. First up, the Lions have been flirting with Todd Gurley. How do you feel about him as a Lion when and if it does happen? It seems like you talking to the coaching staff yesterday during their press conferences, like it's gonna try and make that happen. Shout out to Beast Black as well. Jim, what you got on that one? We'll go to you first because you usually go last. What do you think about the Todd Gurley thing?
Last. I don't know. I know the Lions like him. I know they like him. He's only 26 years old. If those knees hold up and he's not the main back, they don't make him the workhorse. I think he would be okay here. I think they want to establish the run. Look what they've done. They've beefed up the offensive line. They've got Jamal Williams in here. They've got, Swift. They have, and if they brought in Gurley, it would just be keeping them backs fresh. And I think that's a key to the run game. Hold on just a second. We have another participant coming in, and it's LL Cool. Hey, what's up, dude? What is up, dude?
What's up? What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We got you, brother. Welcome in, LL Cool Torrance, to the program. Okay, now since you just came in the room, we're going to go ahead and skip you. We'll come back to you. All right, Luke G, what do you think about Todd Gurley signing with the Lions? The possibility of it, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, this to me is what I call the Bob Barker special. If the price is right, bring them on in.
Come on down.
You're right. If the price is not right, then there's no reason to bring them in. I think the problem with him is they are in negotiations, and I think he wants a little bit more insurance. They want him to be more on a 1-year proven deal. He's like, okay, I'll do a 2-year proven deal, and I think that's where the battle was coming in at. But if it's a 2-year proven deal and it's cheap, I don't care. If it's a 2-year proven deal and it's high, we got a problem. And so, if the price is right, bring him on down. Because, Jim made a very good point that he's not here to be the starter. He's not coming here taking nobody's spot. He's here to be insurance, to be a complement to 1A and 1B, Swift and Jamal Williams. And if you can get him dirt cheap, I don't see why anybody would be against this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah, he's got his white shirt on, his white khakis, and his apron for Progressive because he's insurance. Val, what do you think about the possibility of the Lions signing Todd Gurley?
Well, from what I see, it looks like it's going to be a definite that he's going to get signed. But I'm really not a fan of Gurley, to be honest. But I can kind of see why the Lions would pick him up as basically a bridge player for now, for the next couple years, to kind of let the rookies develop. And that's pretty much all I see his use being.
Yeah, kind of a bridge. I feel you on that one. You know what I'm saying? All right. I got to go to the young fella. Sam, what you think about this, about the possibility of Gurley putting on the Honolulu blue and silver?
All right, so here's the thing. You want the quarterback, two things. You either want him to be comfortable or you want him to be protected. And that's what I talked about when we did an episode about Trevor Lawrence. Do you want him to feel protected or comfortable? If you bring in Todd Gurley, you're going to make Jared Goff feel comfortable. They have worked together for 3 or 4 years in LA. And that would just help the offense produce even better results than previous seasons. If you bring in Gurley, man, that's a 3-headed monster at running back with Swift, with Williams, and Gurley. And if one of them goes down because of injury, Gurley, I guarantee you will be able to ready to step up to the occasion and produce big numbers for us.
Okay. All right. We appreciate that, young fella. Interesting take. Fresh voice on the panel. Now I got to come bring it in to the last he popped in, so we had to get him get his self established, get his thoughts together. LL Cool Torrance. This thing been happening for the last couple of weeks now. We talked about it last week. Todd Gurley, give me your thoughts, brother.
When I first saw that, that headline, I didn't like it because whatever, you can always find a younger, running back, a younger, better running back, one without the injury history, and with fresh legs, just a whole bunch of things you can find. But I believe last week, and I believe it was my man Luke G, he talked sense into me, man. As your third option, Todd Gurley, you're not really going to be relying on him. And it's Todd Gurley as your third guy, maybe even fourth guy, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to be the guy that you're relying on. So, if you think about it, I like it when I look at it that way.
If you think about it, it's scary. It's scary. Think about this. Who can sit there and say, yeah, I'm going to hit you with some Swift, bring it on down to Williams, and then I'm going to Gurley right back on up to you. See, you can't. Who can say that? Who can say they have a 3-headed dragon in the run game with this offensive line? If this line is 10 steps ahead of where it was last season, which I think it will be with Big B going over to guard, I think he'll be asked to do a little bit less. That's what do you need for golf to do? Just don't lose the game. It makes the most sense to me.
Definitely. Shout out to the chat. We got Bo Gregarious in the building, member of the channel, doing his thing. North End Ken is always friend of the channel, doing his thing. Us ready. Shout out to the people in the chat. So, all right. So for me, you know, I call him Flo, like progressive. You know what I'm saying? He got the red hair. You know what I'm saying? Bring him on in. He could be insurance. I ain't got no problem with him. He's 15 minutes. He saved me 15% on my car insurance. So that's what I'm talking about. He saved me 15% of my backfield, keeping the run game going back there with Jared Goff and those guys. So I am with it 100%. You bring him in as your third back, like Luke G said. You can't say a lot of that. Teams have that. You know what I'm saying? You look at the NFC North. You have Dalvin Cook. And who's his backup? You know, there's not really another big. Now the other 1-2 punch in the NFC North is probably up there in Green Bay. You know, you have the Aaron up there, the other Ron, and then coming with AJ Dillon coming right behind him. But they don't have three guys that can do it. They had a three-headed monster last year. You know what I'm saying? With Williams and Aaron, and then you had the AJ Dillon was that third guy. But if the Lions could pull this off, then we would have a three-headed monster, and nobody else would have that in the NFC North.
No, I mean, it's facts. That's just 100% facts. The last team to have that three-headed monster and deploy it, they won a Super Bowl. And everybody gave the credit to the quarterback. I'm just putting it out there.
Yep.
Yeah,
North End Ken says, I'm here for the hopium. Well, it is flowing today. Let me tell you.
Listen, I got a new supply too. I got a brand new supply of the hopium. This is right here, special edition. It's only for the realest of the real. So stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Don't change the station. Stay right here. I got the best hopium on the market.
All right. Next up, we have Joy Taylor portrays Dan Campbell as a loon, as a terrible hire by her and other accounts. How do you feel about how he is portrayed in the national media? I'm gonna go to you, LL Cool, because you closed out the last time. What do you think about Joy Taylor, and then just about how the national media looks at Dan Campbell?
I'm never gonna disagree with Joy Taylor ever. Just not gonna do that. But just because it's Joy Taylor.
Man,
but
I don't, man.
I will.
He worried about Joy seeing it.
but no. I don't know. This is I guess the outside of the press conference when everybody wanted to call him a meathead. This is like the first I've ever heard of that. I guess, and like you said, it's other accounts. I hadn't heard those accounts yet. I don't know. Maybe, but hopefully whatever happened there, that happened there, is a whole nother place, a whole nother coaching staff. And let's say if he were to, show whatever kind of tendencies he's speaking about, I believe that we may have the guy, or he may have the guys around him to hopefully keep him in check.
Okay. All right. So your comment says he sprung on Joy Taylor.
A little bit.
He got brunch waiting on her. Now, I'm gonna give my take. This is what I think about what Joy Taylor or her perspective is. She's still a little butthurt from when he had his time at the Dolphins. You got to remember, she is a Dolphins fan. Her brother Jason played for the Dolphins forever. And when he took over as interim coach and he didn't do, what he needed to do down there for the Dolphins, she just got a little butthurt, and it's kind of just, going over. But, we it's still a little different in the D. So, Val, what do you think about the national media calling him a loon, and then Joy Taylor?
I got not so nice words to say. Okay. Usually, when the national media goes on about Dan Campbell or the Lions, it's usually, to me, clickbaity. And usually they'll write something clickbaity, and it'll rile everybody up, and then they move on. But this woman here, I followed this Twitter account this morning, and she kept the fight going.
Yeah, she did.
And one thing that she said that annoyed the daylights out of me was not only the fact that she said, well, would Bill Belichick do this? Would Brian Flores do this? You know, blah, blah, blah. It's, you know, only dumb people would find this funny. And then she went on and said, well, people are going to be judged by their resume and how they present themselves. And I'm like, well, if that's true, from what I see from your social media accounts, you're a 2-bit reporter who works as a stripper on the side. So please shut up.
Oh, dang.
No
censorship here.
Nothing wrong with strippers.
Bro, all the smoke. All the smoke. Hey,
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Now, bro, all the smoke. Shout out to the chat. We appreciate you. Shout out to Michael Huck checking into the building. You know, Tristan Williams always keeping it 100. Smitty Cal always keeping it in the building. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Val. Freaking the smoke. All right, we'll go to the other part, though. Jim, my man. I mean, how can you follow that up?
Well, I'm telling you, I think the same way as she does. I mean, we go from Matt Patricia, who was a clown in his own right, but the national media loved him. They said, "Oh, this is the best hire ever for Detroit," and he destroyed this place. Him and Bob Quinn, you know. So, in my opinion, honestly, I love Dan Campbell. I think this is a breath of fresh air. And anybody who thinks it's funny is dumb. I'm not dumb.
You know,
there it is, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Kyle Kerr lost all kind of credibility when he said, what's the quarterback that played at Texas? What's my man name? Vince Young was trying to be like Tim Tebow. You lost all credibility with that one. All right, North End Ken said all credibility was shot. North End Ken with a super chat. He said, "Damn, Val, she's my next baby mama."
He's like, Val, shh. don't say that, man. I don't want to be a part of this chat and then have her thinking that I believe the same things as these guys do.
Definitely. All right, Sam, what you got, my man?
Honestly, when has ever the national news or national media ever said anything positive about Detroit Lions? I personally can't remember a time. And we already know as fans, Matt Patricia can go shut it. And same with Bob Quinn.
Yes.
And piggybacking off of what you guys said, they put us in a position that it's going to be very, very hard to get out of. But now that we have Campbell and the amazing staff that he put together, we could easily get out of that hole in 2 to 3 years. So whatever Joy Taylor has to say, I don't care, honestly. I could get two shits what she has to say.
Definitely.
She's not a true Lions fan, so she doesn't understand where we're coming from.
Yeah.
And she will never understand.
Steven Silverthorne has my idea here. Dan Campbell's my idea of a head coach, the way he motivates MCDC. And Detroit Fan Man's similar on that, where he says MCD has done more without stepping on the field. He's already the second most popular coach in the state. So he's a Juwan Howard is the most. But, you know, I'm saying I'm sold on Dan Campbell. I really am. And there's a lot of people in his coaching staff that are sold on Dan Campbell. So
they came here because of Dan Campbell. They showed up to coach. When they could have went other places and got other jobs. You know, look at Deuce Staley, who was, you know, a guy who was mentioned for head coaching candidates, and so was Aaron Glenn, and these guys, you know, decided to come. He's gonna be got wow.
Man, these fans are brutal, man. Sorry, Sam.
It's all they showing that you like you, man. If they mess with you like that, you know what I'm saying? They good though. My thing definitely with the whole national media thing, man, it's just, you know, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. You know how we get down to the D, so whatever, man. I loved it when he showed up with that racing helmet on. I was like, "This is some funny shit right here."
I loved it.
I was loving it. I thought it was hilarious. But to close it out, my man, Luke G, what you got to say about this, man?
I you know what? The fact that they think he's alone, and it came from Joy. I don't care who it was. There's other people who had things to say about him and call him a meathead and all this other stuff. I've seen all the stuff. I've seen every bit of it. And the truth is this. let's put this into a different perspective, right? This the same media who tried to sell us on the fact that Matt Patricia was a rocket scientist. The only thing he was a rocket scientist of was his diet. That's it. He knew how to get big, and that's it. They tried to tell us that we can't go wrong. We can't go wrong with adding Everson Griffin. What a great trade and pickup. We got 5 games out of it. So this media has a double-sided coin. If you too tight-lipped and you don't say nothing, you don't say nothing. I hate Bill Belichick. He doesn't say anything. It's one word. No, I don't like it. Now you get somebody who comes in and you misread the entire room. People think he showed up with a damn helmet on his head because it was funny. That was not what it was about. Send it to primal people. That was about setting up culture. That was about setting up motivation. People see a coach who's having this type of fun and doing it in a way that's still serious while promoting the fact of another event that he's going to be a part of that's reflective on the team. That is another call. That's all it is. It's the beacon that's been unleashed for people to see it, free agents to see it and go, damn, this dude walked up here with a damn racing helmet on. Yeah. People need to stop getting caught up in there. I don't even think she butt hurt. I don't think she butt hurt at all. What I think is she took a hot take, she liked it, and she likes for people to be a certain way. Well, I like that my guy is not a cookie cutter coach. I like that he's a little loony. Because at the end of the day, I can be wrong and she can be wrong. He got to still go out and coach. But what I know is this. Even before he coached a single game, he's already got the attention of the room. He got my attention. He got the media's attention. And he got the free agent's attention. And he got the team's attention. And when you got that much attention on you, you better act the ass and do something to get them motivated and move. So if she don't like it, great. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to the artist formerly known as PC Payload. All right, Kristen House says CJ Hawkinson is the top 5 tight end this year. Honestly, see him being a key part of this team's success this year. He's coming into year 3. Coach Campbell, tight end coach in New Orleans, and Goff has limited targets. So, it's going to be a good year for TJ Hawkinson. He's my breakout candidate for the Lions. I think he's going to be take another step up. But to close out the Dan Campbell thing, what they didn't see, what the national media didn't see, is that him playing cornerback doing the drills yesterday. He was out there playing corner on the receivers doing some of the individual drills. So not only is he out there, he's out there coaching, getting his hands dirty, playing defensive back for the receivers doing the individual drills. So you keep telling me he's a loon all you want to. That dude's a good teacher and a good motivator.
And you don't leave this part out, though. You got to leave the most important part. What he did was, on top of that, in that press conference, all they saw was the football helmet. He put to bed a lot of conversations that people were trying to have in terms of, what are you doing with Crosby? I expect him to be here. It's mandatory, right? He put that kind of stuff to bed when talking about the development of players and how he has, how he been taught to not look at players because somebody else in their bed, but look at them with new eyes. He was building up his players the entire time and taking up for them. And I promise you, what he did was going to have a result where people are going to say, I want to play for him, and I'm going to give him everything I got.
Definitely. All right, we got to give a big shout out to Tornado. Tornado became a member of the Wall of Fame. So shout out to Tornado for doing that, subscribing and becoming a member, putting his name on the Wall of Fame.
I hope it's like an F1 or F2 Tornado. We don't need the F5s, right? We don't need to don't come too hard now.
No, we needed an F5 tornado here in Detroit. We needed to mess this thing up.
Okay.
Shout out to Dr. Detroit. The doctor is always in.
Yes.
Matthew Ferguson, member of the channel as well. Shout out to Matthew. We appreciate you guys kicking it in with us. All right. Tyler Sake said Joy was just feeding Colin some crappy information regarding the Lions. We know that show is all negative. Detroit Lions info. You know what though? Colin Cowherd, that was the one guy who he was in love with Matthew Stafford. So he's probably in heaven having him in California right now. So that's one thing he was definitely. All right, next up we have what is the biggest barrier to the Lions making the playoffs this season? Woo, that's a hot question right there. You know what though? I'm gonna go to the negative point of view first because I know she's gonna give it to me raw. Val, what is the biggest barrier to the Lions making
Hey,
the
I'm not
playoffs?
always negative, but but when there's smoke, there's smoke. I'm gonna call it out. This is a tough question to be honest, because there are so many barriers right now. Um,
Yeah.
The number one thing that I think is that the Lions have never done is really develop a culture and gel together as a team. It's always been the hot shot, and everybody's built around the hot shot, or it's all just been garbage. So I think if all of these pieces can actually gel together and form this big jigsaw puzzle of a culture, that everybody can rally behind and they can work together to get the job done, then of course they'll get to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, but it's going to take a while.
Okay, I feel that. And one of the things with culture, I'm glad you said that, Val, is the thing that's coming out of Detroit and even other places is that players are smiling and they're relaxing, they're being themselves again. Tracy Walker said it in his press conference yesterday, and even former Lion Kerryon Johnson said, "Man, it felt good to laugh in practice and just have fun." So that culture is a big thing. I really appreciate that comment, Val. All right, we will go to LL Cool Torrance. Brother, what's the biggest barrier to the Lions making the playoffs this season?
Well, just to give it one, I'll say obviously the Green Bay Packers.
Interesting take.
So, because they'll probably win the division. We might need to win the division to get in. I don't know. We have enough barriers, inside the building or internally or however you want to say it, just as far as teams go. But we also have the sixth hardest schedule this year, so it's gonna be hard.
Ask the Packers, man. Quit giving them too much. No, don't give them no credit.
Nah.
Well,
What? No. I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. But I mean, it is what it is.
It is
right.
what it
We
is.
don't know who their quarterback going to be. It could be you, the Cheeto Cat. We don't know. We don't know.
Let's
right.
hope it's the Cheeto Cat.
Shout out to Coach Jones in the building.
Coach
he's in the building. Coach Jones, you know who it is. Third member usually on the wheel. We have Detroit Lions pride. You know what I'm saying, in the building. We appreciate that. So, Luke G, you got so much to say, brother. What is the biggest barrier to the Lions making the playoffs this season?
The Lions better do like Michael Jackson did and talk to the man in the mirror, because the biggest barrier is them. From the coaches to the players, there is no other barrier besides them. The same people that line up across from you ain't better than you unless you allow them to be. Nobody can outdo you better than you outdo yourself. And the biggest barrier is going to be them getting through their own mental mistakes and adjustments and stuff. So to me, the biggest barrier is them. I'm not worried about what the Bears doing, what the Vikings doing, what the Packers doing, or the rest of the teams in the NFL is doing. I'm worried about me. Am I working my butt off? Am I understanding my playbook? Am I giving it every inch that I have in my fiber to be better than the guy across from me? He can be faster than me, but is he going to be disciplined? Is he going to play with technique? So these are the things that I look at. Is the coach going to be able to see situations in games and understand how to navigate those? Is the offensive coordinator going to understand the game flow and how to call the plays? And is the defensive coordinator willing to pull somebody who should not be on the field because he's getting burnt? These are the things that they got to look at and ask themselves the simple question of who's going to beat us better than us, and end up with the same thing that Jim Harbaugh keeps telling himself. Nobody.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Sam, what you got, my man?
All right, so I don't know if you can really go ahead and put it to just one thing that will get us to the playoffs. To me, it's three things. Number one is chemistry. You don't have a team without chemistry. So with all these one-year deals or all these younger rookies, you got to gel starting now in the OTAs. And so far, I've been seeing that. A lot of chemistry. Second thing is injury. they got to stay healthy. Luckily, we don't have Matt Patricia who wants them to go hard in practice and give Swift a concussion. So hopefully this year we can stay a little bit more healthier. And third is the Packers. It's always going to be the Packers. If they trade Aaron Rodgers, honestly, I could see us being one of the top 2 teams in the NFC North.
Okay. Well, hey, interesting take. All right, so we got to close it out because he usually goes last anyway. All right, my man, Jim, what you got? What's your biggest barrier for the Lions making the playoffs this season?
My number one barrier is health. It always is. Every year we have a multitude of injuries and it affects the team. This year, I don't think we have the depth to get injured at certain positions. And like if Tracy Walker went down, what are you going to do? Dean Marlowe, is that your answer?
Cry.
You know, I mean, that to me is the biggest thing, health. You need to stay healthy. And if this team is healthy, they have a shot. You know, I'm not going to say it's 100% they're going to make the playoffs because I don't believe that. I've told everybody that. But I think it's health.
Boy, Cassandra Brayton is all over you, Sam.
Oh, man.
He says, I take that back. You don't have to pay less. He got AOL dollar.
Wow.
Boy, AOL.
I'm trying to
all
be
right,
nice
man.
here.
Shout out to the chat, man. We got, you know what, though? That's showing that they like you, man. That's all that is, man. Big West Kevin in the building. Always a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? It's always, people, get the likes up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, get the likes up out there. You know, we appreciate you guys. For me, the biggest barrier, I think, is I think I'm gonna have to stick with what Luke G said. You know, how are they going to themselves? How are they going to go out there and, you know, go out there on the field and the infrastructure stimulus check?
Jesus.
Okay, all right.
Holy crap.
We got wild fans, man. Trust me, we got wild family right here on the Trade Lines of the Prowl.
Love them.
All right, so but yeah, I mean, how are they going to, you know, go out there on the field and compete? I think that's going to be the biggest, the effort, and a combination between that and like Jim said, you know, that's the whole been the mantra in Detroit for a long time. When healthy, you know, said we can get it done. So if we can stay healthy and actually produce on the field, we will have a better shot of having some success this season. Shout out to Don Burr. He says, man, we have no depth, and guys like Will Harris with Will Harris running around. The talent is not here yet. Y'all just excited to week 5. Shaking my head. It's a build, not a rebuild. I think Jim has said that same phrase plenty of time. It's a build, not a rebuild. All right, One Pride 40 says, honestly, I believe most of the fan base believes in Campbell. I do as well. He's coming around. He's showing it. All right. Matthew Ferguson says maybe is it that stripper reporter messing with the connection?
Oh, shit. Man, you guys found out.
Okay. All right. Definitely. But, you know, we all have some decent answers to that. You know, I think, but the Lions could be their own worst enemy. Stripper reporting is an oxymoron.
A stripper reporter would probably have more brains than Joy Taylor, but anyway.
Man, so I mean, you know, most times I do like Joy Taylor, but I was not feeling her on that. But I would never agree with her dumping on my man Dan Campbell. I like Dan Campbell, so you know, whatever. All right, so next up we have another question for the panel. So, hey, get your questions ready because here in a minute we're going to start taking some fan questions. All right, which player signed a 1-year deal that will be the breakout player that the group of that group and why? So, looking at that, who you guys think on the lines that signed a 1-year prove-it deal will be a breakout player? We'll go to you first, Luke G.
1-year prove-it deal. I mean, to me, it's the guy that everybody's already counted out. It's Perryman. He's the guy to me that I think can have that breakout year because the thing is he's heard it before. Oh, you can't do this. His father has heard the same thing before he came here. You can't do this. And he's trying to reinvent that legacy that his dad did with his own name. And I see him giving people a fits and problems and stuff. And one of the things that that stood out to me was, you know, even some of the reports coming out of OTAs about how he's getting behind the defense. And I'm like, Oh, really? No passes on, but okay. Those reports to me stand out because they make it clear that they are targeting him. They are trying to get him into a rhythm and have him understand that we're counting on you. And so to me, I'm taking Perryman as that guy on that 1 year deal that can have a breakout.
Okay, definitely. That's a good take. All right, I'm gonna go to the old man on the panel. Jim, what you got? Who's your one? he's the only guy here older than me, so I can say that. Which player on the 1 year prove it deal will be the breakout player of the?
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I got a slot corner, Corn Elder.
Corn Elder. All right.
Yep. I think he brings a lot to the table. I've watched a lot of stuff on him. I actually think he's going to be pretty sneaky good for us.
Yeah, actually, he was pretty good. He played out here in Carolina where I live. Watched a lot of Carolina football when I wasn't watching the Lions, and that guy, he's pretty good. So watch out for Corn Elder. All right, so let's go to the other Bordeaux on the panel. Who do you think will be the 1 year prove it deal breakout player of that group?
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure there's going to be a breakout player. Not this year, but probably next year. Usually, first year, it's kind of rare to see somebody break out and be spectacular in any kind of a way. So I really don't have a choice.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. She's a Bear fan. We gonna forgive her.
Yeah.
All right.
My team either. So okay.
All right, Sam. What you got, man?
All right, I got Mr. Alex Anzalone. Our defense was the worst last year, like literally the worst in history. And with the way our linebacking core is after we let some people go, I'm a little optimistic about Tavai, which is surprising because of how bad he's been the past couple of years. Thing is, he's actually put in the work this year, and he's dropped 17 pounds and put on some muscle. But right now, I have to give it to Anzalone because he's not a bad player. I did not care for Perriman or Williams. I think they're all washed up. But I really think Anzalone has a good shot of getting the starting job and producing pretty well for us on Sundays.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
cool.
Can I ask him a question?
Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
Who was throwing the ball to Perriman last year?
Oh, Sam Darnold.
Okay. Who was throwing the ball to Tyrell Williams last year?
He was injured.
Nobody.
He was injured.
Okay.
He was playing well before he got injured.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Before he got hurt, he was playing
Carr?
well. And Carr was the one throwing him the ball. But the benefit was, even with that benefit of looking at those two, I'm not ready to throw the towel in and say they washed up just yet, Sam, because think about it. Sam Darnold was getting the Matthew Stafford, Joey Harrington treatment. He was getting smacked and slapped all across the field. He could barely get the ball off. They depended on him to do every single thing and really didn't give him anything to help in the system in a lot of areas that I thought they should have did. You go over to Tyrell Williams, and I'm thinking to myself, shoot, just 1 year removed, because we always love to go back 2 years and talk about how this is a Super Bowl team in the 49ers, but 1 year removed, that guy was balling.
Damn.
And so to me, we got to be able to put that into perspective before we just say they washed up. They're not going to be asked to be legitimate superstar number ones and number twos. They're going to be asked to take the top off when you just have to play underneath, because that's what we're going to target, the underneath part of the field.
Okay. I feel you. All right. My man, LL Cool Torrance, you haven't answered this question yet. Who do you think will be a breakout player from the 1 year prove it deal group?
Well, I'm hoping it'll be Tyrell Williams. That's what I'm picking. Like we just said, before he got hurt, he was playing real well. He always usually plays well. Like wherever he's at, he usually contributes. So I don't know if he'll come and put up number one numbers if that's what he's gonna be here. But I feel like he'll come and he'll definitely help. Like he'll be he'll have a positive impact on this season.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Detroit Lions pride. I feel you, baby. Detroit Lions pride. All right, North End King with another $10 super chat. We appreciate that. He says Luke G with the clarity. You know what I'm saying? You know how Luke G hold it down. Now for me, who is my 1 year prove it guy? Who do I have? Breakout player. I think it will be the other defensive back that we signed on a 1-year proven deal, who's going to put some of these younger corners for their starting spot, and it may be Quentin Dunbar. He may be pushing somebody for their spot. He gets healthy. That dude can ball. So, look out, Recruiter. Look out, Amon and Rourier. You know what I'm saying? That old fella might be coming in looking for your spot. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Amon Ross St. Brown said, I'm here to take somebody's job. So, and those veterans come in, they're looking to come in and start. So that's my guy. He's my dark horse for a breakout player. But with the old adage of what my man Jim says, when healthy, you know how we do it here in Detroit. So that is wraps it up for that question. Jim, are we ready to take the questions from the panel?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Get your questions in. You know what I'm saying? Ask your questions. It's time for us to answer your questions from the chat. So let them rip.
I got a question.
Okay, Luke G, what you got?
Go ahead.
I got a question because I'm really trying to figure this out, and I've been trying to wrap my head around this. Okay, what is it going to take for the non-believers of this team being good this year to believe? What is it going to take? What is it? What do you need to see happen? How many do you need to see them going on a win streak? Do you need to see
them win?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, that's the easiest answer, right? But think about it. What would it really be like? I know, like you, Jim, you gave him what, seven wins? Or take away 2 because you said take away 2 for the refs.
Yep.
All right. What is it going to take for you to turn that around and say, yeah, I see it? And I'm talking about in the first 4 weeks.
I've got to see them beat good teams and then also beat the teams that we think we should beat, because the Lions historically, and I know it's historically, we don't know what this team is going to be, but historically the Lions beat teams out of the blue that they shouldn't have a prayer of winning. And then they come back and they lose to teams like Cincinnati, you know? So it's like, we have to have some consistency with our winning. I don't think it happens this year, but I need to see wins, and more wins. That's what I need to see.
All right. North End Ken, yes, that's correct. Next week, the mandatory minicamp is next week. Starting on, I believe it was the 8th, we will have mandatory minicamp. That is correct. It is mandatory. So if they do not show up, they can be fined for that one. But I believe like Jamie Collins will be back, and a lot of the players that weren't participating that were not there in the building at all, i.e. Tyrell Crosby will be in the building. All right, Luke G, win games is not rocket science. All right, I believe if we run the ball,
but it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that because they've had records under Jim Caldwell where they was 11-5 and people still weren't buying it. So we can't just go with the idea that it's just wins. Right. That's why I love the response that Jim gave. It was very specific in what he needs to see for him to be like, okay, I'm buying in. If wins was just NRBR answer, then Jim Caldwell was our head coach way before we even thought about picking up Patricia. But the wins wasn't enough. That wasn't what was getting it done for you to believe and buy into it. So for me, I want to know, what is it specifically for each person that makes them say, yeah, this is what I need to see in the first 4 weeks to say, yep, this is all it's got to be.
Yes, definitely. All right. Dominic Davis says, I've already have some confidence in the team, but if we show a consistent run game and commitment to it, I'll really be a believer. Okay.
Let's ask the rest of the panel about Luke's question, though. Not everybody got to answer that. So let's go to Sam. Sam, what do you think about that? What do you need to see to be a believer?
Honestly, because I'm a true fan, my brother's got season tickets. He has been for the past 5-6 years. So we've gone to games continuously. And honestly, this regime, I'm already a believer. I know that's a lot right there to say. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's a nice feeling that we're not, oh, crap, this is a brand new coach. It's the way he's talking to the media. He's energetic. He's doing it the correct way, unlike Matt Patricia did. So, honestly, if you get more wins than last year, that's point one that, okay, yeah, this is a good start. But no more letting the leads in the second half be blown. If you're up by 21 points, you better believe you keep that lead. And if anything, you increase that lead. But there's no more games in which we lose that nice 14 or 21 point lead going into halftime just for it to come right back.
Oh, I love what Sam said because they talked about that in the press conference. Campbell, Lynn, and Staley talked about when we got our foot on your neck, we're not letting it off. Like we're going to keep coming until the clock says 0-0. And so I love that take of being able to say, yeah, I want to see them get a lead and maintain it.
Yeah, definitely. Val, what do you got?
My take kind of plays off of Sam's a little bit. Is what I want to see is consistency in all four quarters. You know, don't be going up by 14-21 in the first quarter. Have things go sideways second quarter, fall asleep in the third quarter, then try to come back for a win in the fourth quarter. Play all four quarters.
Yeah. I feel you. All right, LL, what you got?
All right. So what's the whole question again? I'm sorry.
The question is, what would it take? What would it take for you to be a believer in this team? Okay, because a lot of people don't think they're gonna win. So what is that one thing that it would take, and what do you need to see in the first 4 weeks for that to be the buy-in for you?
Well, that's because I went and looked at the schedule. In the first 4 weeks, that is a really bad first 4 weeks. Maybe come out. I mean, to be a believer within the first 4 weeks, maybe come out of that 2-2, but at least show that you can run the ball and stop the run. Show that even not, it won't make me feel better, but at least I'll say, okay, at least we lost that way. If maybe we get one of the refs to do something crazy within that first 4 weeks, so we could be like, all right, well, we was gonna win, but something. Just you can't come out and go 0-4 and look horrible. You can't come out and dash all hopes that we've built up, everything as far as having a decent D line and O line. Just look good to answer the question fully, to make me a believer. Look good on both lines and show some heart and win at least a couple of them in the first 4 weeks.
Okay. Let's get to some questions from the chat because we're getting a little behind on there. My fault. So how many sacks will we have on the Bengals? Go to Kurt.
All right, we'll have at least 6.
Damn. 6.
Wow. 6. Joe Burrow feeling the pain if he's there by then. Okay, Matthew Ferguson, did any of you hear Dan Campbell's gush on Jared Goff? And how much of an impact do you think it's going to have on a coach being a fan of his players, Luke G?
Anytime you have somebody that's a fan of you and they're going to do things to support you and set you up for success, it's always a plus. The effect is going to trickle down from leadership all the way down to player, from player to player to player to player. And so to me, when you start to get that same attitude moving from the head coach to the players, you in business now. Because if y'all paid attention to the recent interview that they did with Lomas and Herman, they talked about accountability being had amongst the players. I didn't worry about Wayne Fox saying nothing to me. I had to go and talk to freaking Lomas, or I had to go talk to Chris or Barry or somebody. I had problems. So to me, the effect is huge. The fact that he's gushing and he's got everybody into the building, buying into this whole build our players up through the media, post it, it's working. And in my opinion, you're going to be in a very good position with that kind of attitude.
Yeah, for sure. Let me see. Anybody else want to answer that one on the panel? Because we don't have any more at this point. So let's just open that up.
Don Burke, he got a question.
I don't see a question.
Well,
go ahead and ask it, Luke, because I don't see it.
Well, let me answer that real quick. I just say I like it because Jared Goff might have come here feeling a certain way about Detroit feeling a certain way about him. The whole, the coach getting rid of him kind of feeling. At least he will feel wanted, and maybe he'll play better because of that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Jared Goff came in with a chip on his shoulder, and he has something to prove. And I think that he's making a good impression on Dan Campbell, and as long as he maintains what he's doing, But it's kind of too early to really judge. You can make all the throws when you only shorts and a helmet, but when he puts all those pads on, can he keep doing that? But I like the way that the approach where Dan Campbell is coming out for his players right off the rip. He's being a guy who's for the players and encouraging them in the public eye.
That makes sense. John Townsend says, if the Lions sign Todd Gurley, do you think he will be mainly the goal line back, or do you think he will take significant touches away from Swift or Williams? I'm going to go to Sam on this one.
All righty. First off, nobody's going to be taking touches away from Swift or Williams. Williams is going to have an added role upon what he already had with the Packers. I'm looking forward to having both Swift and Williams in play action passes out wide in the slot, because I heard that they were both in the slot yesterday at practice. But if we sign Gurley, in my opinion, it's going to be like KJ's role in the offense, especially last season. He's going to get some time. He's going to get 10, if you want to say 15 touches a game, and it may be garbage time, or maybe, if, like he said, goal line. But nobody's going to take time away from Swift or Williams.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Are they going to do if they get Todd Gurley, if it's time him to get in the game, they'll say that little phrase. They say, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. He go on the field. All right. Next up, One Pride 40 says, so what will the game plan be to beat the 40 whiners, as Jim like to call them?
Yeah,
Jim, you can answer that one about the 40 whiners.
We need to bring a lunch. It is not going to be a fun day for the Lions, I don't think. But if that defense is healthy, it's going to be really tough. I say we try to run the ball, play action pass. I don't see us winning that game. I'm sorry. A lot of people do. A lot of people think, oh, we're going to go in there with all this momentum and beat them. I don't see that happening. But we'll see. We'll see. I think we got to get a lot of pressure on their quarterback, wherever that's going to be when we match up with them. But I think that's a big issue in this game. Get after the quarterback, try and stop the run. But in the end of it, I don't see it.
I think I'll take this one. You control the running game and you stop George Kittle.
Okay.
You keep George Kittle bottled up. You double his ass all game, and that's the way that you can minimize the effect that he has on that game. Then you can definitely have a chance to win by stopping George Kittle. That's what's my opinion on that one. Thomas Donner says, look, we're not going 13-4. If this team plays well for 60 minutes every game, we could be 8-8, win 8 or 9 games, as long as they play hard. That's all I care about this year. I think everybody wants them to play hard. I mean, I don't think anybody on the panel wants them to play soft, especially except for Val when they play the Bears. That's probably the only person who wants them to play bad. All right. What players are going to be featured on the marketing stuff this year? The logo better be featured because we won't recognize the faces. Wow.
That's funny.
Probably be Jared Goff. He's the face of the franchise. He's, maybe Dan Campbell.
I agree with dial up.
Stan, what do you think would be the marketing face of the Lions this upcoming season?
Y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Jack Fox.
Foxy. Foxy himself. Mr. Foxy himself, the punter. Hey, Foxy is popular in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Don Muleback. You know what I'm saying? He's been on the team the longest. You know what I'm saying? All right. Dominique Davis says, well, where do you guys think our rush attack will rank this year? How many yards per attempt do you think Goff will have? Okay, Luke G.
How many rushing attempts I think he's going to have?
Now, how many? What would our rushing attack be? And then what
many
yards per pass that Goff will have? So where would our rushing attack rank in the league? And then how many yards per passing attempt will Goff have this season?
I think our rushing attack probably ends up being like top 15. somewhere in that area. And I think in terms of Jared Goff, in passing attack, I hope the passing game is like 25th. I don't need him to be Stafford. I don't need him to be Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers and throw all these balls and stuff. I need him to manage the game. I need him to be Troy Aikman and just turn around, hand the damn ball off, and sit pretty. I don't need you to do anything extra. I don't need you to go out there and try to bring us back from a fourth quarter comeback. I need you to put us in a position to be in the lead in the fourth quarter and make the other team be the ones that have to try to come back. So, to me, I expect for our passing game, not because it's going to suck, but because we don't really need it because we'll be able to run the ball.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. All right, Jim, you can answer this next question.
Any plans to get any former or current players on the show? Yeah, we got a couple of things in the works. Can't really talk about them yet, and these things take time, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, there's some plans coming up.
Definitely. All right, we're coming up on the hour, so get your questions in. We're taking some last minute questions before we go ahead and start final thoughts. All right, how many wins will Gurley get us this year? He won us one game as a Falcon last year. That won't mean that he will win 10 plus with him being a Lion. We did give him the game ball in Atlanta last year.
I love that.
We walked over and they handed it to him in the locker room.
That was so good.
So,
John clowning.
I don't know, man. That's funny, man. I can't even. That's funny. The old Quincy Hayes says the O-line will make all the difference this upcoming season. I think the channel will do numbers when the season gets underway. Book it.
God, I hope so.
Appreciate that. And if you guys haven't done so already, go over and check out our special interview yesterday we had with Herman Moore and Lomas Brown of Breaking Bread with Herman and Lomas. Man, those guys really break down what it's like playing, with Barry Sanders and playing under the coaching staff back then and just being accountable with their teammates. And they had Lomas Brown had a really interesting take on the Matt Patricia era in Detroit. I mean, he kept a 1,000.
Broke it down, man. He really did.
On those guys. I mean, he really did. So.
And Herman Moore giving Lomas Brown the business on about that was anything.
Yeah. That was funny. All right, Dominic Davis says, who finishes with a better record this year, Lions or Bears?
Lions.
Wow.
Lions.
I got Lions.
Andy Dalton is the Bears quarterback. Like, let's be honest. That's the Bears quarterback. Andy freaking Dalton.
The Red Rocket.
Okay.
We'll take this last one, then we'll go to final thoughts. Let's see. Cassandra, you want to read it there, Kurt?
All right. Out of all the linemen transitioning to different positions on the O-line this year, when you went past the thing. All right. Who do you think will have the most success for the linemen that switching position? I think it will be Big B. He's coming over. I think he's more of a natural guard in the first place. So he got starter money, really being a backup in Philly. So, but I think kicking him in the right guard is the best for him as success.
I got a different answer on this. I got Penei Sewell.
Okay. Okay. Switching from left tackle to right tackle.
Left tackle to right tackle. Not an easy thing, but I think it's going to be really good. So let's go to final thoughts, and we're going to start with LL Cool over there. What are your final thoughts for today?
Final thoughts. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday to everybody on the panel. Happy Friday to everybody that's been watching. Everybody have a great weekend. I was gonna answer one of those questions that the fan or that the panel or that the comments had asked, but I forgot. But I don't remember what it was. But, no, it's cool. But no. Thank you guys, and thank you for having me on.
All right, let's go to our new fella, Sam. Sam, what are your final thoughts for today? What did you think about all this?
Yeah, this was really awesome. This is what I hope to go ahead and get on our podcast. And again, our podcast is at Lions Lounge 1 on Twitter. And then my podcast partner he could have been on, but because he was working, he couldn't. So Tyler and I are going to try to collab with you guys sometime, and hopefully that could go ahead and work out. But thanks again for having me on. I appreciate it. It was definitely an awesome experience, and I love talking with Lions football with any Lions fan I can talk with.
Yeah, it sounded good. I appreciate you being here, bud. All right, Val, final thoughts for today.
Oh, today was so much fun, even though I got some hate for being a Bears fan. It's okay. It's all part of the game. It's smack talk season. Even though I'm not even though I say I'm a fan of my own team, I'm not liking them so much right now. But
let's pull her over here to the light side. She's already on the dark side, so let's see if we can pull her over here to the light side of the force. And
I don't know, Dan Campbell's looking mighty good, but
there we go.
He reminds me of a little bit of Mike Ditka there. So,
it's happening.
But just enjoy your weekend, everyone. Have a good time. Get ready. Get your smack talking ready because it's about that season.
My final thoughts is I love having new people on this show, and I appreciate Sam joining us today. And it was short notice, too. I told him about 10:30 or something. It was crazy. But, yeah, I really appreciate it. We love to have new people on this show because we want to help other people to be able to be out there as YouTubers, too, and have their podcasts on here as well. So, and it's like, I just love doing this every week. It's so much fun to interact with our fans and the new people that come on and just various people that have been on the show. But really appreciate each and every one of you guys on the panel for showing up and showing out today.
Yeah, definitely. All right, my man Luke G, go ahead and give your final thoughts, brother, because you know you always keep it positive.
100%, man. First of all, shout out to Sam for coming through. They having fun with you, Sam, but guess what? You're going to be coming on more often, so they might as well get used to it. Second of all, shout out to my man LL Cool Torrance because, when you steal somebody else's rap name, you got to be awesome, and that's where he is. He's awesome, okay?
He's awesome.
But no, seriously, man, on a positive note, people, today is Friday, okay? And I want you to take this positive quote that came from unlikely source, one Mr. Bob Marley, who said that those who take time for granted are often those who find misery in life. So people, let's not take time for granted. What can be done tomorrow can be done today. And if you get it out the way today, you don't have to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow gives you a new opportunity to set up a new memory that is more exciting, more exuberating, and better for your soul. You have to find a way to time manage yourself into good health, good mental health, and just good overall life. And if you can find a way to do that, then you live it. You're not just getting through life, through time. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't be no chump. Please do your research.
Yeah, it's funny because he said Dos Dion is the go, and you know what? He would have been on today, but he's on a trip or something somewhere, so even his uploads are a little bit different right now. But yeah, he comes on every once in a while and wants to be part of this, so we have him on when he can.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so my final thoughts for today is definitely go out and check out over on our YouTube channel, the Die Hard Dan Podcast. I got the shirt on. I want to thank everyone. If you guys went over there and checked this out, we had our highest number of views on last week's show. We really appreciate that. Shawnee J, we put a new episode out yesterday, and we know how we do it. We did it Die Hard Dan style. We had some fun, and Shawnee J gives his wonderful takes as he always does. All right. And it's Friday. You know what it is. It's Friday, then it's Saturday, Sunday. What? It is Friday. Enjoy your weekend, people. We appreciate it. And go over and please check out the interview we did with Herman and Lomas, man. I'm telling you, we had a great time over there. And as always, you know what you got to do. If you're not a member already, subscribe to the channel. Join the family. We don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We have family, baby. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And if you haven't done so already, go down in the link below and get you some merch from fanatics.com. You know, you can buy your Lions gear over there. And a portion of the proceeds from the link from that link go to help us grow this channel. And you can check us out on bellyupsports.com. They have a great website over there. You can go over and check out this show on that website. And you can check out different podcasts. If you're a hockey fan, the hockey playoffs are in full bloom over there. You can get some great coverage over there on bellyupsports.com. Hey, enjoy yourself. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And you know what you got to do, baby. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For the panel, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.